Creative Kill Live!
Welcome to the show where the lights go dim. Albuquerque nights, yeah, it all begins. From the Duke City streets to the ledges we ride. Everybody gets killed on Creative Kill Live. John Roberts on the mic, that's the host and creator. Wolf, Ben, and Dizzy and a squad, no debaters. Happy Anderson in the house, serial killer on the stream. Guests sit down, but they step into a dream. Brooke Smith from the silence, ghosts in the air. Talking Bigfoot stories like they're right over there. True crime echoes while the crowd's alive. Then the lights cut out, it's the end of the ride. Welcome to the show where the lights go dim. Albuquerque nights, yeah, it all begins. From the Duke City streets to the ledges we ride. Everybody gets killed on Creative Kill Live.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Creative Kill Live. I am John.
And I'm Ben.
And today we are, Ben, this is our first of 5 episodes we're dropping this week. It's big Thanksgiving week. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, heck yeah, we've been hella busy. It has been crazy. We've had a lot of cool people we've talked to. I mean, over the past, X amount of weeks now.
Right, I know. It's been kind of nuts, dude. But, I mean, we kind of had to, and just to kind of let our audience know real quick, we kind of had to pivot due to airport shutdowns, general life, and all the crazy shit that's going on in society right now. We had to kind of cancel our live series. So we pivoted, and we reached out to the sponsors that stayed with us. We appreciate you guys. The rest of them didn't, and we are moving forward with the rest of these shows for this year. But we do have some exciting guests, and next year we'll be starting the live series back up, guys. So just to let everybody know, we do apologize to let you know, but I gotta tell you, man, our first guest that we're about to talk about here is called. I mean, the movie he did. Okay, I'm just gonna tell him the movie he did was The Fetus.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a wild film, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's out there.
It's out there. It's out there. It's out there. It's something to tell you. It stars Laura Laverna. Mm-hmm. It stars Bill Moseley, better known from Terrifier and the Rob Zombie stuff. They were fantastic, but Joe was a great interview. So Ben wasn't on this interview. It was me and Wolf. Yeah. But we got to do. It was a lot of fun. We got to talk to him about all of his practical special effects. Yeah. About just the shooting of the film. It was really, really great. It's a really fun film. If you like body horror, Ben.
Yeah, I could see that. Very much like Centipede. Kind of.
Oh, the Human Centipede.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, he's got some. I gotta tell you, that fetus thing is really, really creepy. So, anyway, you ready to get to the interview, Ben?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be Joe Lamb, creator director of The Fetus. Here you go.
All right, everybody, welcome to Creative Kill Live. I'm the host, Wolf.
And I'm John, guys. What's going on?
And today we have our guest, Joe Lamb, who's a writer and director of The Fetus.
Yeah, man. How you doing today, Joe?
I'm great. John and Keith, good. Thanks for having me on your show. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, guys, just to let everybody know that doesn't know about Creative Kill, we talk all things horror, supernatural, and true crime. And we love to feature independent horror artists. Mm-hmm. And Joe, you are a great one at this, man. I got to tell you, we really did enjoy your film. It was so good.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's wild. It is a wild watch, wasn't it, Wolf?
Yeah, it was pretty creepy, dude. That fetus is pretty nasty.
So, Joe, can you tell us a little bit about yourself first?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a filmmaker first. Love anything, a storyteller. And, I've always wanted to make movies. This is a dream come true, to be honest. But I didn't want to do it in a way where I'm making movies just to make movies, right? You can fill up an hour and a half with a bunch of stuff, and if it doesn't work on an audience, what's the point? All right, so I literally spent like 2 decades just cutting my teeth on short film after short film, either producing them or directing them. So I did about 20 of them that I produced, 12 that I directed, until I got to the point where I was like, oh, this last film, we took home 56 awards. And when people would watch it, they were just locked in, because I got to the point where I could hold an audience's attention every single moment until the very end credits would roll. And I said, okay, now I'm ready. And that was the turning point for me before getting into The Fetus.
Right. Fantastic. So tell me a little bit about your film career. How did you get into film? I mean, I know you said you're a movie. Did you work in film at all before this, or did you just jump in? Because it's like me. I work in film out here, right? New Mexico's a huge film hub. So, did you start in film, like as some kind of camera guy or anything like?
I went to film school.
Okay.
It's not something I wanted to do. I actually, after high school, I wanted to go straight into the film industry and just start working my way up, because I had interned at a Paramount Pictures before on a television show. And my parents just really, they're old school. They were like, go to college, this and that. And I was like, they really pressured me. So I actually, first it was like, I went to architecture school because I was afraid of not being good as a filmmaker, which is weird, right? I ran away from something because I appreciate it so much that if I wasn't good at it, I shouldn't even go near it. But I'd make like little short films in high school, and I would talk about it all the time. And but when I was in architecture school, it was just, I was like, I realized, no, this is not right. So I called my parents, went back to California, and then figured out a school to go to. And I went to one in San Francisco called Academy of Art, and was just making short films, and I absolutely loved it. Just worked on as many projects, helped people out, worked on my own, wrote screenplays. And from there, like I said, I went to, after my internship, I actually did I worked at a behind the scenes DVD production company. So we did the special features for movies, like Disney movies, like Aladdin re-release and Beauty and the Beast and the Transformers movies, the Bourne Identity series. So, we're talking like the big blockbuster movies. But I only stayed there for a year because I was like, I'm not even writing. This is like 10-hour days, and I'm driving 3 hours every day to get to this job. And I asked the people ahead of me, this is what you love, right? Like, they were 10 years ahead. I'm like, you're doing what you want in entertainment. And they're like, no, Joe, I want to do documentaries or movies or TV shows. And I was like, wow, I gotta get out of here. So I took off and got some other job for a year with the intention of writing my first screenplay, because I hadn't completed that yet, got out of my system. And then from there, I had other businesses that I started, like video production and all that. And I was, a producer at a kids camp and other places. But meanwhile, I would just keep writing and keep making short films with the goal of making my first feature one day.
That's awesome. So were the majority of your short films horror also, or do you kind of do like a bunch of different genres, or what is your favorite genre to work in?
I love sci-fi.
Sci-fi?
Yeah.
And it's not something I've only touched a little bit in my last short film that I did. And that was the one I wanted to actually make into a feature before this one. But I've done things where it's romance, drama, comedies, like noir, like all sorts of genres. Never horror though. So this is my first time doing horror, doing practical effects, really doing visual effects as well, because there's a lot of hidden visual effect shots that we put in there. It's just because you have stuff that shows up on screen, you have to erase. The boom mic comes in or whatever.
Yeah, I used to be a boom guy. I know. They used to yell at me all the time. They're like, "Get the boom out of the shot!" When you turn, what we called it when you're giving somebody a haircut. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I know what I'm saying. You know that terminology. Well, great. Well, listen, Joe. We always open up our show with the final 3 questions. What we call this, okay? And so today we're going to ask you the final 3 questions. Are you ready for this?
Ready.
Okay, so Joe, what's your favorite horror movie?
John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, dude, that's one of mine too, man. It's one of my top 3.
Yeah, that's an awesome movie. I can kind of see like some kind of correlation with the Thing and the Fetus a little bit, like with the the monster that kind of comes out and breeds in people, kind of, Pretty cool.
I love body horror. Yeah, and that is something to me where it was, if you got your friends or your colleagues like getting taken over by something, you're like, oh my God, who is the Thing? And you have to struggle with killing them essentially because they look like your friend, even though they're not anymore. And that's just, that kind of inner struggle. And maybe you kill the wrong person who's not the thing because of what's going on. You just suspect it, So that movie just that gets me, and the twist and turn. And, yeah.
Did you see the news this week? They dropped that they're saying Carpenter's going to do a part 2.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I saw the interview where he was talking about it, but it doesn't sound like it's confirmed. I don't know if there's a studio that's behind it already developed.
And I know nothing against Carpenter and them. I hope it's not a cash grab because it's like one of those iconic films that it's one of the goats. It's one of the goats of horror and sci-fi, and I just don't want them to ruin it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they did make the remake too, right?
Yeah, it was kind of a prequel, I guess.
It was a prequel. Yeah. But to me personally, I don't think John Carpenter is the cash grab type of guy.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
I don't see that in them.
Yeah, I just think studios are so they want to go after the IP for that. This is the name of the game now, and that's why we celebrate independent horror because it's like I gotta tell you, I do like the big budget films, but when it gets to like 7 and 8, and you know what I mean, it's like that we know what's going on there. So, all right, you want to ask him the second question?
Yeah. So, who is your favorite horror villain or horror creature?
It's the face hugger, the Alien franchise.
Yeah.
This guy right here.
Dude, I'm obsessed with the Alien lore and franchise. Like, I've watched all those movies so many times. I mean, I love my favorite's Aliens, I think, still to be my favorite. But I've always been obsessed with that. And I love how the face hugger is it's just so, like, gross how it impregnates people, like, right in their face, into their esophagus. Like, it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, the design of it, what it does to a human being,
yeah,
to have to be impregnating. Normally, females are the ones that get impregnated. Okay, but to spin it on its head to impregnate men, like as well, like oh god, it's
a nightmare for real. Like it's nightmare fuel. Like how it wraps the tail around your neck, and then it keeps you alive, right? It breathes.
Kind of like the fetus.
And then all of a sudden, like, you have this thing in you and you can't do anything about it. But I love in Prometheus when she gets in that, like, med pod and she's actually able to, like, get that thing out of her, which is pretty cool. Like, that's, like, one of the few people that survived that. I just love all that. I love how the droids are all tied into it, too. Like, how David is really, like, the evil of all of it that kind of makes the xenomorph and that mixture of that bio-engineered stuff that the engineers make come to life. And like he spawns like the whole thing really from a droid. So I love how it all interweaves and it's just so complex,
And they've opened up this universe, guys, that's so big now. Did you watch Alien Earth, obviously?
I have not. It is on my. I tend to wait until all the episodes are out, and then I'll just.
They're out.
They're all out.
They're all out already. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna catch it then.
Get on it, man, because it's fucking badass.
Yeah.
It is so cool. Yeah. I gotta tell you, back to Alien and this guy. If you're in his office, I mean, you can't see it here, but he's got alien. He's got alien stuff everywhere. So that's our. Yeah. He's a big alien geek. It's.
I can pretty much recite Aliens probably word for word from start to finish, man, all the line. I've seen that movie like 100. I first saw it when it came out when I was probably like 8 years old. It came out in like 86, but I was like real young when I saw it, and it just like stuck with me forever. Like it's so great. I love it.
Yeah, you mean James Cameron's Aliens?
Yes.
Yeah. Game over, man.
Game over, man.
It's a perfect, to me, it's the absolute perfect 10 out of 10 action movie. Besides horror, thriller, all that stuff. It is
for sure.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, and I love how he kind of goes with like the female hero too. Like he was like one of the first people to really bring the female to the hero role with Ripley, and she's just such a badass, bro. She's so much badder than everyone. It's really the perfect film for sure. And the Space Marines, how they just get slaughtered one by one. But I will say, I was kind of sad with Alien 3 when Newt and Hicks don't make it in that wreck. I was kind of like, oh man, like, but it's kind of cool too. It's like they went through all that and then they still don't make it. You know what I mean? It kind of bummed me out.
Fellas, that's space for you. You know, it's like, that's what I tell everybody. Space.
Well, actually, I just found out recently that there is a William Gibson, who is the author of Neuromancer and Burning Chrome, that he wrote a third Alien script. And it got turned into a novel. I saw it in the bookstore yesterday. There's a novel of Alien 3 of what could have been. And it continues with those 3 characters.
What's this called?
It's called Alien 3. It's
Alien 3. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a book. It's a book. So I'm actually gonna pick it up.
Yeah,
I want to read that too.
Yeah, you got to pick that up, Wolf.
I did hear too that there was talks of maybe redoing Alien 3 as well as like kind of a replacement, because a lot of fans were like kind of unhappy with Alien 3. But I don't know if that's like real or if it was just kind of talk on the internet. But yeah, I love those movies. I love Prometheus. I was really happy with Romulus. Did you see Alien Romulus?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
It was pretty good. What I loved about it was they revisited the 80s vibes. Like all of the controls were like the blinking lights, and like they did a lot of practical effects. So they were kind of bringing it back for like the fans, you know, to like the same time frame as Alien and Aliens. So
yeah, that's awesome. So I'm gonna give him the third question. You ready for this, Joe?
Sure.
So in the horror genre stuff, there's always that one movie that scared the shit out of you, or we say lives rent free in your head. What movie is that for you, Joe?
Well, because I love body horror, it is Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978.
Hell yeah. That was a great. And why is that? Just touch on it a little bit.
I mean, the entire world is getting taken over. And there's like, how do you stop it? How do you stop it? And you don't know who. This goes back to the thing, right? You don't know when someone's taken over. You kind of do, but then you also have to fake like you're taken over to travel around, because if not, they're going to come get you. And it's just it's a really almost sickening feeling at the end of the movie, where the filmmakers tricked me, and I thought like, oh yeah, it's like it's the bad spoiler, you know. But the characters that we're following, you know, they all get taken over, and it's like, you know, there's one person left, and you think that they're going to be okay. Like at least they have each other, but no, they don't. But the weird thing is, everybody who's taken over, they're all saying it's much better on this side. We used to have all these emotions and anger and all these things. It's better over here. Come join us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you have to think, well, maybe it is better over there or not, right? But yeah, that movie that gets me. Oh.
Yeah, go ahead. You say something?
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say, as far as body horror, one of my favorites. Are you a fan of like the Evil Dead franchise? Or
Of course, yeah.
Of course, right. Evil Dead 2 is one of my all-time favorites. I love how they mix almost like the comedy with all of that body horror, but it's just he acts so well in that movie. You know, Ash, he's just like when he has like the hand, you know, and it's like coming after him. Like I love the evil, and I love the possession part of that too, like the Deadites and everything. So I was kind of catching a little bit of Evil Dead vibes off the Fetus, like, you know, like the possession in the woods kind of vibe and everything. So I just had to ask you if you were a fan of that one.
Yeah, they just came out with a new series on Apple called Pluribus. Have you seen this?
I haven't seen that one.
Okay, so in New Mexico, Vince Gilligan, obviously Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. I was in Better Call Saul. I was in the series finale, bro. I played the Marshall. Yeah, look on my Instagram, my personal. It was amazing. I worked 3 days with Bob Odenkirk. It was what gave me my big break as an actor. And it was fantastic. But Pluribus is about the same kind of thing as the Body Snatchers. But it's like, I guess because I was in that too, but the script was so secretive. The day that I worked on it, they told me they called us the Hive members. But the day I worked on it, I was asking so many questions they couldn't tell us. And then when I found out it's basically about the whole world gets taken over by this alien thing, and then there's one person left, and it's Ray Seahorn, who played in Better Call Saul, and but everybody's really, really positive. Like they're always like, you know, like everything's great, Carol, all this stuff, and then she's still the same old, like, this sucks.
Yeah, and don't like everyone all talk the same.
Yes.
Like, so everybody gets kind of like possessed by this alien thing, and everyone speaks at the same time and says the same thing, and all their voices sound the same.
Yeah.
So I've heard it's pretty creepy.
No, yeah, it got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, because I gotta tell you, Vince, anything he does, he's our Albuquerque boy, man. He represents Albuquerque very well. He's well, obviously Breaking Bad, you know, one of the best shows on television ever. But yeah, it's going to be a really fun show, and I know that season 2 just got greenlit because they're going to start shooting here in January again. So it's pretty fun. Yeah, that's really great. Well, guys, thank you for answering those questions for us, Joe. Yeah. That was really awesome. I'm ready to get on to the Fetus.
Yeah.
Are you ready to talk about your film?
Sure.
Okay, first off, how did you come up with the idea? Like this whole concept of the Fetus, because first of all, when I saw you marketing this thing on Instagram, and you started it a while back ago, right? Yeah. I was like, it's the name, it's the title that caught me. I'm like, the Fetus. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. So
it was something where if I'm gonna make a film, tell a story, I want to see something that I hadn't seen before.
Correct.
And a lot of times you've got the main character or characters and this villain that's chasing after them. There's always this separation, right? But I'm like, why don't we integrate it somehow, and also integrate it in a way where you may actually consider that despite this thing that's supposedly evil inside of you, it could have the chance to turn out good. Right. And you have that moral dilemma of like, do I reject this or do I accept it? But you also have that thing where it's like, if I reject it, it could also kill me. Right? And then it's like, what are the implications of the people around you who want it or don't want it, and having that debate and seeing how that all plays out. And then at the same time, it's just trying to put in there characters who are not quite perfect. They're not whole yet. They've got past trauma that they're dealing with. So they're stuck and they need to move and grow from that. So, because I always like movies where there's transformation, character arcs, there's emotional growth where they can become whole again. That's a lot more satisfying than just you throw people in a cabin, you know nothing about them, they all just get killed, and then maybe one survives, and then that's it. I mean,
right?
How many times have we seen that? Right. But the story really stemmed from, I wrote this for 45 drafts over the course of a year, where it kept evolving, because originally the producer that saw my last short film, Fugitive Zero, he wanted me to direct a script that he had. It was like this guy being chased in the forest with 3 demonic women trying to kill him. Uh-huh. And I read it. I was like, I'm sorry, this is just not for me. But I decided, why don't I write something that's similar to this, similar cast, location, budget, and then we can develop something like this that's more aligned, because he liked my sensibilities as a director. And so in three days, I delivered a treatment. He liked it enough, and I said, in 1 month, I'll give you a full screenplay. It's not going to be polished, but it'll be done. Right. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, 30 days later, delivered it. He didn't believe me, but he said, you know what, this is good enough to develop, and let's work on this. So, and eventually that transitioned from the guy with 3 demonic women to ultimately, what it became now, which is the Fetus.
Okay. That's a great answer. Now, we have the amazing Bill Moseley, right? And then we have Laura Laverna, who we know from the Terrifier series. We actually got to meet Lauren when she was here. She was here, in August in Albuquerque? Morgan Crypt. Yeah. Yeah, Morgan Crypt. She was awesome. Such a sweet girl. How did you connect with them? I mean, did you always want to use Bill? And then Julian's, I've never seen Julian in anything else, but he was great in the film too. But with Lauren and Bill, how did you connect with them?
Yeah, we approached casting by finding a more veteran actor who had a lot more credits and more followers.
Right.
No, I don't mean in terms of like social media followers. I mean just people who followed him over the years. And so that was the first approach. It was strategic. He was my top 3 choice. And we sent the script and the offer to his agent. And I was told that within 3 hours of reading it, he just said yes.
That's
fantastic. We were good to go with that. And that actually helped, with getting Lauren on board, because Lauren, I cast her out of 7,500 actresses who submitted before Terrifier 2 hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was that earlier.
Yeah.
So go ahead and ask.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, was this so you got with her before Terrifier or?
Yes. Yeah. So in 2022,
wow.
That's when we went. Yeah, we went and saw it together in the movie theater. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she does a great job in the film, man. She's awesome.
Very emotional. Very emotional. So let's get into the film a little bit. So Julian, I got to tell you, was really great too. He plays a little pathetic really well. That's what we were saying. He's like, he does it really good.
Yeah, you just want to like punch him in the face, you know what I mean? Like, the whole time. It's just like, this guy, man.
Well, that's the point. Yeah. Again, we're talking about, let's say, like broken people, right?
Right.
He doesn't know how to quite be a gentleman, a boyfriend, a protector, even, right? So he has to learn throughout the process, and that's where Bill Moseley's character Maddox is trying to hammer it into him.
Right.
Like, you're not good enough for my daughter, but I still need you to help feed the fetus, or else she's gonna die.
Right.
And through that, he starts to realize and change and grow. And
right. Because he didn't have a father figure around because his father was an alcoholic. So he's learning real fast, like how to become a man and how to become a dad. Right.
Right. Even though it's in a pretty bad situation too.
We're both dads. So that didn't happen to us.
Yeah.
So we start off. I mean, obviously, there's the sex scene at the beginning, and the pregnancy happens, And I gotta tell you, when the first time we see the fetus come out, I was just like, I thought of Alien. That's what I said. I said, this is reminding me of.
Yeah, I kind of did too. How a little, because they're all just like.
And then we get to the cabin in the woods, and there's I guess, do you want to call that a portal to hell? I mean, is that like, what do you explain that to us?
Yeah,
it's a demonic portal.
That's what we thought. Okay.
Yeah,
we were kind of sitting there. I told Wolf, I said, I think that's a portal. That's a portal, in the ground, and then his mom's
right. And so her mom is the demon, right? Like, the dad lies to her, says mom died, but really mom was the demon in the portal the whole time. And so how did the portal get there? Like, is it did he he has that demonic book, right? So did the dad conjure the mom, or like?
Well, if you remember the opening of the movie.
Yeah, that's what I told him. He pulls it out of the fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of the way he's doing it. We were a little distracted at the beginning trying to settle this stuff up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was, and then golly, man, there's so many little touches. So when the Bill Moseley starts, obviously, he's blind at the beginning. The smell stuff, I loved that. He's like, oh, she's pregnant. You know what I mean? It's like just like. That's primal, man. It's so primal.
Well, if he's blind, right? He's going to have enhanced senses.
Well, of course, right? But it's just still, I'm just like, oh, I love this. I love it. Yeah. And then we go on to, obviously the demon mother. And I'm not trying to ruin this for anybody because they see it, but I got to ask you real quick. we like to talk about practical special effects. You did a lot of practical in this, didn't you?
Pretty much everything, every shot you see is the practical effects, except for one shot that is a CGI.
Okay.
And then, but we also we did enhance with visual effects as well because of our low budget. We had to move so fast, so there were certain things that we couldn't do, or we had to skimp on for the.
Right. How long did you shoot it?
It was our first shoot was 17 days in Pennsylvania. The next year, 2 days at a green screen studio in LA. And then after test screenings where the ending just felt like it was too abrupt, people loved it, but it just ended suddenly. We went back for 3-day shoot in Pennsylvania the following year.
That was going to be my next question is where was the location that you shot this at? Because it's beautiful.
Yeah. And Laura Rivera lives in Pennsylvania. So
I talked to Laura. Told me that. Yeah.
Cool.
She told me that. I got to tell you also, because I'm a big film, I'm a big camera nerd. I like good shots. You have some beautiful shots in this, man. Who was your DP?
Well, his name is Jeremy Royce, and his work was nominated for both the Student Academy Award and the Student Emmy, and he teaches at USC, the cinematography school.
Okay. Yeah, he was. There were some really, really great shots in that film. I mean, it's real clean. It's real crisp. That's what kind of equipment? Do you mind me asking what kind of camera you used? Because I like to ask the
Arri Alexa Mini.
You're using the Arri. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. Yeah, do you have anything? Good.
Yeah, I was going to ask. Are you working on any new projects or anything else in the works?
My producer is going to be directing a sci-fi dystopian, and so I'm putting together an investment pitch deck for that.
Okay.
So funds, and then I am right now for my own project that I'm going to direct next. I am struggling with deciding to do this really cool sci-fi actioner that I want to do, or the Fetus 2 Twinsies.
Twinsies.
Shut the fuck up.
The reason why I'm struggling with this is because there hasn't been a lot of people who have seen the Fetus. We even had a PR company that was helping to get it out there to the press, but literally out of 100 places that review movies, I think there was one that actually reviewed it just before our release. So there's some weird thing where people don't want to get close to it. I'll go to horror conventions. I've got the laptop playing the trailer, and I'm just shouting it out to people.
Right.
95% of people haven't heard of it. And then also the women that see the trailer, they look at it, they're like, "Ooh," they shiver, and they keep going. But I'm like, oh, maybe it's too much that we're showing in the trailer. So I got to, so we're looking at other marketing strategies to continue. My goal, to be honest, is to have at least 1 million people watch the Fetus.
Right.
However long that takes, if it takes 1 year, 10 years, 50 years, I have to keep going. I have to keep marketing it. And that's why I keep creating products to go with it. So every year, just going to be creating more and more products. And
I feel like what you just said, you touched on it a little bit at the HorrorCons. With this whole political climate and everything that's coming out, with everything that's going on in our world, they see something that's called the Fetus, and everyone's like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to watch that." But when I'm going to sit here and I'm going to promote the shit out of this film for you because I loved it. And if there's any of our followers or our audience, I'm going to tell them all to check it out. Are you going to get on VOD soon? I mean, streaming soon? Or are you just going to try to keep it at VOD?
For VOD, we're at Amazon, Apple TV, about a dozen platforms. You really transition. Our distributor would advise us on transitioning when it's really died down for buy and rent. But we do have a DVD that we're planning for a Christmas release. Well, hopefully we hit that target. If not, it'll be early next year. Just the standard movie on that. I do have a documentary that I've filmed with. I think I've done like maybe 16 to 18 interviews with cast and crew that we're going to be putting together for an hour-long documentary that will put onto the special edition DVD, which has a lot of other things like our Kickstarter video or the music video that we had a band To Die For that did a music video for us.
Oh, fantastic.
A lot of just, behind the scenes stuff that'll be with it. And like I said, with the book, I wrote a making up book. I'll show you guys here, of course. This is called Delivering the Fetus.
That's great.
How to make a killer low-budget horror film with practical effects. I literally went through the 5-year journey of us making this movie. Development, writing, funding.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Production, but all that, merchandising, marketing, all of that. So I wanted to commemorate the first movie that I ever directed and just share it with the fans,
Right.
So,
Yeah, I think that audiences would really love this. Like you said, getting the marketing behind it, but I think the grassroots campaign that you're doing, going to the cons and showing this, that's a big thing. I think that a lot of filmmakers, because we ran into a couple at Morgan Crypt, that they're going through the same struggles right now, Joe. It's not anybody else. And let me tell you something, the climate of the industry right now is not doing well. And you know this, okay? So you dropped a film right in the middle of a bunch of crazy shit that's going on. And I always tell my independent filmmakers this: congratulations, you did it. There's a lot of people out there that say they're going to do this, and then it keeps going, but you pushed through and you got it done, man. And so all we can do is just keep getting it out there, get the word out about this. Lauren and Bill. I mean, it's obviously those two are. Bill has always been big since the Rob Zombie stuff and all of his other career, but Lauren is kind of new on the scene as far as horror, I think, obviously with the Terrifier franchise.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first time I saw her.
Right. And she's, and I think that once she gets really hot, then people start getting on her, because Terrifier 4, obviously she's coming back for that. That'll help you a little bit too, But this is hard work. This is hard work, man. And you did a great job. We really do. But I thought it was great.
Yeah. I just think it's refreshing too, Joe. Like, I love more of these independent films now, because Hollywood, it's all just this recycled stuff that you see, all these big budget, like, another Marvel movie. And so I'm just like, I'm kind of burnt out on all of that stuff. And I really like more independent films because they're just more interesting. And it's people that are really coming up with new ideas and putting those ideas to life, and not just the same old recycled ideas over and over, like another, Running Man that they're putting out. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I feel exactly the same way. It's we've got Scream 7 now.
I know.
Not to knock the filmmakers, because they're hired in by the studio, but I mean, if people back then in the 80s and 90s didn't create original stories, we wouldn't even have Scream.
Yeah, no, you're 100%
things that are new and refreshing. It's just,
Well, I think it's all about merchandising, marketing, all this crap. It's like if you go into a hot topic, I got this shirt there. I mean, Halloween, they did the same thing. I really like the reboot until the final one. It wasn't for me, is what I tell people. Halloween ends, but it does. It gets a little repetitive, and it gets unless it's the only thing I like is like if they take a franchise and they make a new story. The Conjuring series kind of did that. They have different stories, but with a slasher, when you go past 4, it gets kind of you're just like, okay, you're a Friday the 13th fan, man.
Yeah. I mean, I do love. There are some good movies. Like I saw recently in the theater. I went and saw Begonia. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that. That looks weird.
It's a good movie. You should watch that movie. I really enjoyed that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's been the other great horror that's come out this year. I mean, I just went and saw. I mean, what's the one? Well, not Kill Me Again. We'll mention that here in a second.
Bring Her Back.
Bring Her Back.
Good. Did you see Bring Her Back?
Yeah, Bring Her Back. I saw that.
That was a good one. And then we linked up with my friend. He's kind of going through the same thing as you are, but Keith Jardine. He's the MMA fighter. Yeah, Keith just put out a film, Kill Me Again, and we went. Garrett didn't get, or sorry, Wolf didn't get a chance to go and see it with us to the premiere. He had something going on, but we went to his premiere, and it's fantastic too, just like The Fetus, and it's so original, you know. And I'm again, we're all kind of touching on the same thing here, Joe. But finally, I just wanted to ask one more quick question. How is working with Bill Moseley? Is he a character in real life?
He makes a lot of jokes. I mean, I had lunch with him, dinner with him, like I think a couple of weeks ago as well, when we were out in Spooky Empire in Florida. It's a lot of jokes with them, but they're funny. But that's just that's his personality. He just, there's no filter, unless of course when he's meeting with the fans, and it's different. And he's, taking care of their needs and answering their questions. But on set, of course, because everyone, you exhibit different personalities in different situations, right? So on set, of course, he's an absolute pro, but he's still cracking the jokes in between, making the cast and crew laugh. But yeah, I mean, I remember the first time the first shot we did with him, he was supposed to walk out with a shotgun, and he had like 3 or 4 lines that he was threatening because he didn't know who was there. Mm-hmm. The car pulls up, and he said, "Joe, why don't I just say who's there?" And at first I was like, "Are you gonna just throw out all the lines and that's it?" But my process is, as a director, I'm very collaborative, and I invited him and all the other cast members to take ownership of the characters. I said, "I'm passing the baton to you. This is your character now. It's not mine.
Right.
Okay? You need to own it. And whatever comes out of you on screen, that is what we're going to capture." And the fact that he said, "Why don't I throw all this out and just say who's there?" And it let me know that, well, he's got the shotgun. That's the threat. The words are not the threat.
Right.
And I was like, oh, wow. And he's taking over the character now. He's doing what I want him to do.
That's
so put whatever ego, whatever aside, and just run with it. Give it to him. I didn't even have the script with me the entire shoot. You know how you have a lot of times you have script supervisors checking over everything. I don't do that. We don't have one. I don't even hold the script. I let the actors literally. Yeah, I let them. They know the lines, but they adjust it according to their needs, and I fix them. Unless they go way off base. Yeah. But
right. They go total right field, and I've seen that happen on that's also.
But sometimes I think if the actors can ad lib and add their own stuff to it, it kind of just makes it seem more real too.
Yeah, more natural.
Yeah, because it's kind of like how they would talk,
Yep, exactly. It's more natural for them, their cadence, their way of speaking. Yes.
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
Well, Joe, we want to congratulate you on The Fetus, my friend, and we're going to help you promote this thing as much as possible. That is one thing. There's a clip on our Instagram, I did an episode by myself, and I really do express this to people because we have a feature in the works right now as well. Okay, we're a production company. We had to, oh gosh, you won't even know the stuff we've gone through in the last 3 years too. Strikes, funding, it's just like, it's going crazy, but we finally got to a place where we're kind of settled down and we know what we're doing. We're kind of locked in now. And so hopefully we're going to be starting production early next year. But you did a great job. Can I ask you though one more thing? Because we do this little segment on the live shows where we actually kind of, we highlight a charity or something to help anybody, but on the remote interviews, when I talk to directors and actors that have gotten in, they've broken into the business, what would you tell a young filmmaker right now? What would your advice be to a young filmmaker that's trying to get things done right now?
I would say take a course from Corey Mandel. It's corymandel.net.
Okay.
Learn screenwriting, storytelling.
Okay.
If you're going to be a storyteller in that regards. If you're going to be a cinematographer, not so much.
Right, just get on a set. That's what I tell.
But even someone like Brian Grazer, who works with Ron Howard, he understands story, even though he doesn't write screenplays. I believe, like, for example, like Tom Cruise, right? He understands story. So if you're going to be writer, producer, director, you take a course like that. That's how I learned. And I was able to really refine my storytelling abilities through his teachings. And it transformed my writing. Without his knowledge, his education, like, my stories just wouldn't land with people, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that was great. That was fantastic. Well, guys, we're going to wrap up this interview now. Joe Lamb, everybody from the Fetus. I just love this. It's one of my favorite things. Even when I came over and like I was told Wolf, I was like, we're going to watch the Fetus. It's such a powerful name. But Joe, it was a great film. You did a great job as a director. I'm gonna, like I said, we'll be promoting this.
And I also you have a cameo in that movie too, don't you? I know.
Unintentional. It was unintentional.
It was?
Yeah, we had an actor that had a family emergency, so he had to back out 2 days before shooting the scene.
Okay.
So
you
were just like, in, coach.
Yeah, that night I was trying to get another crew member to act in it. I'm like, I'll pay you guys extra. This, like, nobody wanted to, and I was like, oh God, I have to be in this now. Oh, and I was just screaming buckets. I was like,
it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You're in your own movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's like a Tarantino-y type thing to do, you know?
Oh, geez, yeah. Well, now it may have to be a recurring thing. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it was rough, though. It was rough.
Okay, Joe, we appreciate everything that you did. Thank you for coming on Creative Kill, man. Like I said, we talk all things horror, supernatural, true crime. We got to plug our sponsors real quick. Thank you, Venom Haas, for this. Venom Haas is the serial killer game, Joe, that we talked to you about. You'll be getting one of those. We'll get your information and sent to you. Wolf's design on our t-shirts. Wolf is he's an artist, amazing artist. You should check out his website. He does a lot of cool horror tees, sci-fi tees, wrestling tees. Mm-hmm. And then we also have to thank Duke City Toys. Duke City Toys here in Albuquerque. They're one of our main sponsors. Leo Martinez and Duke City Toys. Thank you guys so much. And we're just going to close out this interview. Thank you so much, guys. This is Joe Lamb with The Fetus, director, writer, creator of this crazy body of horror movie. We really appreciate you for being on. Say, Joe, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. And just so you know, you're one of the lucky ones.
Duke City Toys for new and used toys, games, and collectibles. Star Wars, Marvel, DC, board games, Albuquerque's largest selection of wrestling collectibles, and so much more. When it comes to toys, we don't play. Duke City Toys.